father fish and the natural aquarium.
Well, I love my little fish as they swim through their home. Well, I love my little fish as they swim through their home. Drifting through the water where the gentle currents roam. When the sunlight finds them, all their colors start to shine, painting little rainbows in this peaceful aquarium of mine. Oh, my heart goes floating as they wander to and from, through the plants and shadows where the sparkling waters flow. In their tiny world, I find a gentle kind of love, a little piece of heaven shining softly from above. I am happy just to sit and watch my little fish swim as the evening settles and the fading sunlight dim. My heart is full of wonder, peaceful as can be, in their gentle underwater world that's home to them and me.
Well, hi, y'all. How are you? Ooh, nice to be here. Nice to be here, and nice to be here with you. Especially nice to be right here with you. We're sitting in front of a different tank tonight. This is the community tank. The idea is that it am I back? Am I? No, I should be. Should be, yeah. Whoa, we got thrown out there for a second. I don't know. It's we're getting a new web service. We're getting fiber optic, which should be worlds better. I don't know how often I'm going to need to be doing this. It's a little wacko. Uh, maybe it's the hat. You think it's the hat? Let me take the hat off, see if that fixes. Ah, crazy. Obviously, we're having connection problems. It's dropping off. Happened twice now. We'll see. Yeah, I like the hat too. I don't know, guys. This needs to stop happening. It's dropped off 3 times now. Chris, you need a big rooster tail feather and some hackle feathers. I do. A big feather, great big feather. That's a great idea. Huh? It's gremlins, don't like the in front of the tank, Brenda says. That's probably true. I don't know, but We don't have any gremlins in here. They're banned. There are no gremlins in this place. I threw them all out. It ain't gremlins. It's a sign that we need. Actually, the fiber optic was supposed to be hooked up last week. I got a bill for it. And they haven't been around to hook it up yet. So hopefully sometime soon. I know, Neil. I know. I should set off. Ah, and I had it all planned. Another room, guys. Nowhere near the cord. I'm in another room. Nowhere near the. Oh, cute. Who's that, Brenda? Right, Brenda saying she's in another room, not near the cord. I don't know. It could be the cord. It's not the cord. It's the signal. I had it went out early. The problem is StreamYard. It's not Wi-Fi, and it's not any other site. It's just happening in StreamYard. I don't know quite what to do about this. That's 4 times in a row. This is not good. We can carry on. It took longer to come back up this time. The other times it popped right back. It was just off for a second or two. I don't know. Purge is here. Hey, Purge. Nice to see you. Adjust the rabbit ears right. Yeah, amen to that. Fish Sam Link. Fish Bopper. What happened to the big screen? The big screen. The big screen. The big. Well, the a light burned out on the discus tank, so it's kind of darkened out halfway, and I decided to move where I had a tank lit behind me. So we'll see if this holds up. The trees really talk to us via the air. What in the world was there? Was something recently I was watching about trees. It must have been something you sent me, Adam. It had to do with health and being healthy around trees. I don't know. I just finished watching a new video about water. You know, I got kicked off of um, Tom Barr's website for talking about water as alive. And of course, the most recent science is demonstrating that water is not water. It's vastly more complex and is actually two unique elements. In effect, two forms of water that act differently from each other, that causes, for example, that causes water to float when it is frozen. Tonight, we're going to have a hard time tonight, aren't we? Yeah. Water. Water is two different unique molecules that are not the same. It's in effect two different forms of water that combine to form the water on the earth, the water that we know, which has unique properties from all other uh, similar compounds. It has unique properties from anything else that freezes, for example. Anything else that freezes contracts, solidifies, and drops, becomes heavier. When water freezes, it becomes lighter. Now, that may simply seem interesting, but beyond interesting, if water, when it froze, sank to the bottom, get this, there would be no life. There would be no life. How is it, transposing to another phase, that life is absolutely dependent upon water? It's not dependent upon anything else. Well, carbon maybe, but certainly water. Bacteria are dependent upon water. Are they now? That may not be true. I'm on the laptop's camera now, and it seems to be holding. We'll see. It didn't come right up either. I had to go in and find it and boot it. So let me show you something. The, this gets um, forecast by saying that what is natural. Uh, uh, Let me try a different way. There are people who have complained to me about natural aquariums being something they really don't like and don't want because they're ugly. Now, I fish in the wild. Now, these are native fish, native to the U.S. They're little fish. They're fish that are in every stream and brook running through every body of water in the country. They're darters of one type or another. And just take a look at this. Now, this is in an aquarium that has a water system that's running very, very fast. It's driving water from one end of the tank to the other, and you can see it by all of the debris. The debris, if you'll notice, the fish contains food. So, in many ways, this is the way the fish is eating. So, while this is not by any stretch crystal clear water, um, it's water that's actually fairly turbid. It is nonetheless highly natural. It looks like it could be in any creek anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world for that matter. It looks very natural and it's an aquarium. Now, let me show you one more. This is a view of fish in a stream. And look how absolutely ugly this is. As rocks at least, and without rocks, even that same kind of bottom. This is this is in fact what natural is. So I want to talk about this a little bit. Now it's going to play forever. There we go. This is not going to work. I don't know what's going on. Um, I can get other channels up. Let me see if it does the same thing. Let's try YouTube. Here's the live. Well, I have an ad on the live now. That's most unfortunate. And let's see, can I kill it? Skip. Yes. All right. The YouTube Premium. I thought I had this. Ah, I got tangled up with YouTube now. I'm gonna. All right. Honest to God. I was going to look at YouTube and see if it happened there. And then it started throwing ads at me.
ended up going in the office.
Huh. Yeah, I'm sure it's happening in the office too. I assume so. Well, let me get over there and hook it up because I've got camera and mic there. I'm going to go into the office and see if I can get up. All right, let's see if this works. I'm obviously not where I was. Let's see if we can pick up the tank a little bit. The tank has scarlet battles in it, primarily scarlet battles. Now I need to move the camera so I'm more or less looking at it. If my eyes seem to be above it, be thankful, because if the monitor were lower, I'd look like I was asleep. So it's making me open my eyes a little bit. And it probably makes me appear to be looking up from the pictures about a foot above the camera. So what are we talking about? We still hear there's Greg. Brenda's here, 10, 11. Yeah, we'll see if this holds. If this doesn't hold, then I know the problem. The problem could be the laptop. It could simply be the connection there. If it doesn't happen, then we know that's the case. So we'll see. Anyway, we're talking about natural aquariums and how ugly they are, how dirty they tend to be. And while nature is beautiful, Brenda's sitting down, so I got her up here. We're going to bring her up. Thank you. She's just picking up my stuff over. Thank you, dear. I did want
Figure you needed a little
Well, I wanted to show off this stuff. Yeah, thank you. Looks like we might be good. I don't know. I don't want to jinx it or anything. What would be nice of you to get me a little higher. I don't know if I can do that. Maybe. That's a little better. Okay, that'll have to do. You know what I don't have? I don't need this. I don't think, because it's not working. This is what's working. You are hearing me, I guess, aren't you? We'll turn this off and make sure that's true. Okay, can you hear me? Am I coming through loud and clear? I'm assuming I am. Is anybody here? We got 10 people. I got my hat back. I can't wear it in this chair though. Out of the ribs today. Oh dear. I don't know. I've kind of lost it all. Here, let's do this. Sponge filters. And we've had a breakthrough of sorts with sponge filters. I got all excited about this. We have two types. We have this and we have this. And this actually works a whole lot better than this. But I bought a whole bunch of these because they look cooler. At least they did when I first put this in the tank. But you can see what's happening. It started getting an algae buildup. It was in the tank, I think, no more than a week. And the black is algae. Just got this huge algae growth and began disintegrating. So you're going to pay, I hate to even say it, the cheapest I can let them go is $40 for something that's going to break down in the tank. Now I thought about this and I thought, okay, let's tie that in with the conversation we're having. It's a conversation about natural tanks and how ugly they are. Now, why are they ugly? They are ugly because they are. A friend of mine used a word that I really like. The word is naturating. They are naturating. That is to say, they are nature being nature. Everything is dying and feeding everything else, so breaking down and all this stuff that's going on. Well, here it is, folks. You can buy your very own naturation for your natural tank, and it will deteriorate right in front of your eyes. Now, ain't that great? I mean, that's really exciting. Anyhow, I took it out because I wanted to dry it out. I'm going to put it back in and we'll let it go. Look at that, it's falling apart. And I think that it's going to do it. It is biological material. So it is precisely what we're looking to achieve in their natural tank. So by putting one of these sponges in your tank, you're putting your tank in high gear. You're creating the kind of biota that is going to be feeding all of the microfauna, because that's what it's doing. It's feeding the algae. It'll feed the roots of the plants ultimately. It's going to feed all of the microbiology, the microorganisms. It's going to break down in your tank and make an absolute mess. And that mess then will be the foundation of your natural aquarium. So, okay, I surrender. The natural tank, the natural aquarium, done properly, done nature's way, is not a picture postcard. It's not a piece of art. I mean, it's a piece of art, if you get my drift, but it's not the sort of thing that one would create in a very well-designed home, let's say, because it's naturated, it's doing its thing, it's breaking down, it's creating, oh, that was the hat that fell on the floor. It's creating debris. It's creating waste. And what is debris? What is waste? It is nutrients. It is the next stage in the process of this sponge, which was alive and is now dead. And in water, it will deteriorate. Now, it'll stay in the air indefinitely. Maybe, well, certainly not forever. I mean, all we're really doing is slowing down the deterioration, but we're probably slowing it down to the point where it'll last 100 years like this. Maybe not, maybe only 50, certainly more than 10. It'll last a long time sitting out in a dry place where nothing is acting on it. But when you put it in water, suddenly everything is acting on it. It is food and it is being consumed. So in that sense, it's not breaking down at all, any more than a leaf that you put in a tank is breaking down. Wrong terminology. It is being consumed. And then literally, it is being eaten. It is being eaten. It's being eaten by plants, by animals, by microfauna, by fish coming along, pecking at it, getting little bits and pieces. I'm sure it has some nutritional, certainly it does. Obviously it does, because it's being consumed. So I just want to make it, put you on notice that if you're setting up a father fish tank and you put a father fish sponge filter in there, it's going to do the father fish thing, you see. It's going to become food for the tank, the way everything else in the tank becomes food for the tank. So there's that. Apparently the problem was the laptop. I had it plugged into a different location and that might have been the cause. I don't know. Here's a thing. Check this out. This is our new, I showed you this last week, I think. This is our new packaging. Can I get it in front of the camera? Yeah, except it's backwards. That's stupid. So I turn it over backwards. Well, it's our new packaging for Aqua Credit. And that's gorgeous. I love it. Now we are going to, these are labels that we're putting on packages that we make up. Once we get going on this, we're going to be selling this wholesale. You can't buy this yet from us because it's very expensive and very time consuming to make these labels. And they're going to be on the packs that we sell to retailers, to tropical fish stores. So we're going to be kicking that campaign off at Aquashella the second week of September. I guess it's the 11th or so, 10th and 11th, that Saturday and Sunday. We'll be promoting this to retailers. We're going to have somebody online, or rather on the phone, hours every day, calling up stores and offering them an opportunity to buy a box of 12 of these. And they'll be at wholesale, so they'll be able to sell them at the same price we sell them. So it's not going to be more expensive. We're not going to do that. We're going to make it possible. But we're not going to compete with their customers, in other words. We're going to hold the line on it and allow them to sell and make a good profit, a very good profit. So by doing this, we've had to go through some, what's the matter?
Aquashell is the 12th, 13th, and 14th. It's your birthday weekend.
Yeah, the 12th is, they're not open on the 12th. The
No.
12th is set up day.
Right.
Yeah, it's 13th and 14th. And the 14th, really, the 14th is my birthday. So we're gonna do another birthday, I guess, at Aquashella. We did that last year. It's a lot of fun. Um, a supplier of Little Debbie down the street gave us a box full of little cakes, and we passed them out as birthday cakes. So I don't think we'll be able to get that again. They've sort of disappeared, but we'll try to figure out something. We did have a big a big card that lots and lots of people signed, and that was fun. I'm not sure I want to take up that kind of space on the table, though. We're going to have a limited space, and we're going to have a bunch of products. So anyway, we'll do something for the birthday. I think what we'll do is birthday pictures. We'll do birthday pictures with Father Fish, and we're going to print them out. We got a printer to be able to do that, to print that picture out. I think it'll do it quickly. If it doesn't, it won't be quickly, but we'll see about that. If we do that, we're going to sell them. We'll sell them cheap, but it'll be a way to get a picture with Father Fish that'll be signed by Father Fish. That'll be a frameable picture. That'll be the plan. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, I'm really excited about this label. I think it's really attractive. I think it'll draw attention to itself. And it's something that nobody else has. Nobody has a supplement for substrate that guarantees the duration of that substrate permanently so that it never depletes of nutrients. How is that possible, you say? Well, most of you already know. For those who don't, I'm going to explain it right now. As all of these living organisms that we put in their tank die and break down, they form food for everything. And the food web, which is all of the tinier and tinier and tinier life forms, eat that until it becomes so tiny that the plants are able to take it up and bring it right back up to life again. That's what this does. This allows the substrate to retain nutrients for 4 to 5 years, which is the length of time it takes for that food web to become fully developed, or at least fully enough that the nutrients that are put in it have gone through all of their changes, all of that cycle, and have returned as nutrients to the plants. That's what this does, which makes it permanent, which makes it something that nobody else has. It's not like a root tab that you have to keep putting in every 6 months or 3 months or whatever. This you put in at the beginning when you set up your tank, and you never need to think about it again because it will have nutrients until you tear the tank down when you're an old man like me. Nutripredit, aquapredit. Nutripredit is their food. Aquapredit is our soil. And it's all based on terrapredit, which is literally black earth. It's the magic soil that was created by the ancients, the people of South America, long before the Incas, as a soil that never loses its potency. Found today in deep pits, it's brought out and mixed with clay, with inactive soil, and it brings it to life. That's what this is. That's what this does. This brings your aquarium to life. It is that remarkable. So there's that. We're running out of time. Yes, sir. I guess the problem is the laptop. I think it probably has to do with it. I don't know what it has to do with it. but it's not happening here. So it's obviously something to do with that. It was dropping offline. Might be a bad connection to something or other. Who knows? We're gonna hit the wireless soon, and then we'll have everything plugged in hardwired. That'll make it a lot better. All right, but I have one more prop here, I think, somewhere. I did anyway. What did I do with it? Glory. I don't know. I don't know. It's not the phones. We did the sponge. These, by the way, these sponges, they come with a base and with the line going through the bottom. So you can hide the line, bring it down the corner of the tank. So you don't have this hose sticking out the middle of it. Comes through the bottom, and we have an air stone in it. So you get little tiny fine bubbles coming out. It's really very cool. It's a pretty neat thing. We do have some of these. We got a bunch of these. Once these are gone, we'll get more of these. So we're gonna do it. We'll try to make it as cheap as we can. We have to buy the sponges. Now, I was told by a local here that they have, as a child, they found these sponges washed up on the beach here where we are in Ocean City. So we'll see about that. I may get one of the Greeks to come up here and harvest sponges and see if we can do it locally. I don't know. We'll see. We'll look into it maybe. I can't do the diving anymore, but what I might do is we have a dive shop in town. I might go visit them and see if there's anybody there with scuba who's interested in collecting sponges. Who knew? All right. I guess I'm done. We did get some feedback on the rant from last week. We made a video of it and posted it. A lot of people were rah Father Fish. Some thought it was harsh. I defended it basically because the vitriol that has been directed at me is so deep and so hateful that it hurts. And it doesn't really hurt me personally, but it hurts people who would otherwise be interested in what we're doing, but maybe too shy to and too sensitive to criticism to be willing to get interested. I just think that kind of meanness of spirit is always inappropriate. And it was not my intention to be mean-spirited back. It was my intention to draw attention to it. And wouldn't you know, right on cue, somebody popped into that live stream and started posting some really quite vicious lies and deception about my background and about things I have done. So it's definitely out there. It's definitely affected what we're doing. It's definitely created a sour taste in the mouths of some people about Father Fish. And I'll say this one more thing about it. It is absolutely identical to the kind of mean-spirited, hateful, dare I say it, TDS Trump derangement syndrome that is based in nothing more than mental illness. And if you don't see that, then you are a victim of it. And you need to look at yourself and understand what drives it. Because, well, Trump is not at all a perfect man. If you look at his policies, what he is doing is good for our country. Now, I'm not trying to get political here. I'm talking out of my own experience. What I am doing here is good for the hobby. And there are people who hate me because of it. Why is that? Why is that? It's not because of me. It's because there is a sickness in our society that keeps contempt on people trying to do good. And that's really all it is. If you are upset about what I'm saying, I challenge you to look at yourself and to figure out what it is that's driving you to feel this way. Now, we've got about 20 people here, 25. I know none of you feel that way. You're all people who we have a love fest, but isn't it the case that we are a broken nation by virtue of this issue? And I think beyond that, we need to understand it as a spiritual issue, because it really has more to do, it has to do with more than mental health. It has to do with spiritual health and spiritual well-being. Those who deny spirituality, who deny ultimate goodness, who deny the love of God, who deny morality, are themselves the sources of everything they detest. And it spews out of them. Not knowingly, not wittingly, not deliberately, but it spews out of them. And they become what they detest. We need to have pity and pray for these souls who are so deeply troubled that they cannot see what is true and what is beautiful and what is pure and what is whole and what is godly. And with that, I will bid you a blessed evening and look forward to being back with you again next week. Love you all. Bye for now.